Hi, I'm Myles, Product Manager for Tax at Trolley. I wanted to share with you exciting news about our new DAC7 compliance product that we've just launched. If you don't know, there's new regulations in the EU required for marketplaces, online marketplaces paying sellers in the EU to report these sellers and the earnings they've made. At Trolley, we've built an end-to-end tax compliance module to help you comply with these regulations. So let's look at what that is, what that means. So firstly, on the screen I'm sharing, there's a self-service seller onboarding. So sellers can answer some questions and Trolley helps you determine if this seller is reportable or not reportable under DAC7 regulations. The second piece of the DAC7 compliance module is payment tracking, making sure that you can track those payments that you're making to these individuals, especially with all the additional fields like how much your platform took as a platform fee cut, etc., throughout the year. So you're continuously in compliance. Finally, there's the end of year portion, which is producing the right reports for you to report those earnings to the tax authorities within the EU. So let's take a look at what that experience might look like. We're going to start with the seller onboarding experience. So here is our portal, which is a white label product that allows you to send a seller through this onboarding experience. This is also embeddable within your marketplace. You can put this right inside your dashboard for your sellers. So what happens here? Let's start off by going through our onboarding. They get to answer a couple of questions. They get told why this information is being collected from them, what some of the information they'll need is, and they get to go through this whole experience, providing all of these fields which are relevant for DAC7 reporting. So I'm going through here, I'm entering my details, and just a few more fields away, and we'll have this completely done, confirming my primary address. And there we go. This is kind of the summary of what's been collected, and we're just certifying that that's correct. I'm going to go ahead and save that. And that's it. That's the self-service seller onboarding. Now, let's take a look at what that might look like from your employee's perspective, the Trolley dashboard. So the Trolley dashboard has these tax profiles that have been submitted, and I just submitted a new one, so we should have that load up just here. So I can see I have one submitted, and I have a manual review step set up right now. I can have these automatically approved as well, but I can look here and see all the details that were submitted on my end and say, okay, I'm happy with this. I'm going to mark that as reviewed. And that tax profile becomes set and reviewed inside of Trolley. And now the next piece is payments. So I'm going ahead and I'm making payments to this individual throughout the year. And you can see that here's a payment for $1,000 to this person. They got it in euros because, of course, they're located in Europe and France. And you can see that this is trackable as a services payment. So this will end up in the DAC7 reporting for services. So this is basically how Trolley tracks all this. And at the end of the year, it makes the year-end reporting really easy. So let's talk about what happens at year-end. So the year-end process starts with approving earnings. You can compare the data in Trolley with the data from your marketplace, your internal systems. You can then look at being able to send a PDF, a white labeled PDF with your marketplace's branding on it to the recipient that says, here's a summary of the earnings that you got from our marketplace this year. And then finally, we're helping you generate that XML file. This is probably one of the most complex parts of reporting for DAC7, is this XML file, which there's an example on the right, is more or less a code file. It's a file that's not really generatable by a human typing this out. This has to be generated by a computer, and the regulations on what goes in this file are pretty strict. So Trolley helps you gather all that information, and with a simple click of a download button, you can get that XML file so you're able to report to those tax authorities at the end of the year. Look forward to diving in with you more on this, and feel free to reach out if you have any questions.